Bill went to bed early every night and woke up exhausted every morning. He started drinking water, lots of it, but couldn't seem to ever quench his thirst. It was 1999, and transparent plastic Nalgene water bottles, intended for rugged outdoor use, were suddenly wildly popular as a fashion accessory at school. But for Bill, his Nalgene was a necessity. He filled it with water between classes and guzzled from it continuously. Once, while staring at the ounces marked on one side of the bottle, Bill, who loved math, drifted off, making some mental calculations. He estimated that he was drinking 4 gallons of water a day, sometimes 5. In February, a family friend visiting for the afternoon watched nervously as Bill gulped from his water bottle again and again. As a nurse, she immediately recognized the warning signs and made a quick, discreet trip to the bathroom to confirm her hunch. Indeed, the toilet seat was sticky to the touch, and when she bent over to take a whiff, it was sickly sweet. She asked Bill's parents to take him to the clinic to get his blood tested the next morning. On the way there, the family pulled over for a quick breakfast, and Bill ordered a cinnamon sugar bagel along with a large red Gatorade to wash it down. It wasn't the best meal to eat before a fasting blood sugar test, but he didn't know any better. At the clinic, the doctor pricked Bill's finger with a tiny needle and squeezed a droplet of blood onto a test strip attached to a meter. Within a few seconds, the meter beeped and the screen flashed high. This meant that his blood sugar level had spiked above 500 milligrams per deciliter. The fasting blood sugar of someone with a normal pancreas would typically fall between 70 and 99 milligrams per deciliter, or just below 1,000th of a gram per 1/10 of a liter. In other words, barely noticeable, because a healthy person's system quickly breaks down sugar and converts it into energy, so there isn't much left in the bloodstream. If a healthy person takes that same blood test right after eating, the number will be higher for a few hours as their body processes the food, but it will still be less than 140 milligrams per deciliter. The doctor drew more blood and sent it to his lab for a detailed analysis. The results left him at a loss for words. Back in his office with Bill and his parents, he sat down. He looked from his file folder to Bill and his parents and then back to his folder again. Bill's blood sugar reading was a staggering 1,380 milligrams per deciliter. His sodium, magnesium, and zinc levels were so far off the charts that the pH of his blood had actually changed. He was on the verge of sinking into a diabetic coma, if not worse. Blood like that could kill. Bill and his parents were forced into a crash course about the mechanics of type 1 diabetes and how to treat it. A healthy pancreas is always slowly secreting insulin, the hormone required of our cells to make energy. When you eat, your pancreas gives you an additional bigger boost of insulin to metabolize the sugar you've consumed. But Bill's pancreas had suddenly stopped producing insulin. Type 1 diabetes typically shows up during adolescence, and he had all the classic symptoms: fatigue, excessive thirst, sticky sweet urine, and continually needing to go to the bathroom. The urge to continuously drink water was his body's crude attempt at self-treatment. Lots of water would help flush out the unmetabolized sugar in his blood. Eventually, though, he would face a life-threatening chain reaction. His body would start using fat for the energy it needed to stay alive, and in the process, chemicals called ketones would be released. Ketones, which are highly acidic, would get stuck in Bill's bloodstream, where they are poison. When the levels got too high, Bill would wind up in diabetic ketoacidosis, otherwise known as diabetic coma. At that point, if he was left untreated, death would come quickly. Worried that they'd somehow contributed to his diagnosis, Bill's parents asked what had caused Bill's condition. The hurried bagel and Gatorade breakfast wasn't typical, they assured the doctor. The family usually ate healthy meals and got lots of exercise. It's just bad genes, the doctor told them. Scientists didn't know exactly why for some people the body became resistant to insulin, he said, or why, in some adolescents like Bill, the pancreas suddenly stopped functioning properly. But there was a silver lining, a treatment regimen to manually perform all the tasks that his body should have been doing automatically. Bill would need to start injecting himself with a drug called Humulin Regular, a synthetic human insulin that could deliver short bursts around mealtimes, and Humulin NPH, neutral protamine hagedorn, which was designed to give him a slow drip of insulin overnight.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.